Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, friends, and welcome. Welcome to Kardec Radio. This is the Sunday 6 p.m. Prayer for Peace program. And my name's Teresa Castro. So happy to be here with all of you to pray. What better thing to do than to pray for peace, especially for the world and for each other. So today, our message before our prayer comes out of the Gospel according to Spiritism. And it is out of this book by Allan Kardec. And it is in chapter 11, and it's number 8 through 10. So this is actually the Spirit's teachings about the law of love. So what they tell us is first to understand the law of love. What is the law of love? They say that love is the sentiment par excellence. So it is the highest sentiment. It is the mother of all virtues. Love is the divine essence. Love is the reflection of the divinity. Love unites all beings. All virtues are the offspring of love. And love means being honest, loyal, and conscientious enough to practice the golden rule. And we know the golden rule is do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. And it is a practice, the law of love is practiced by loving all brothers and sisters indiscriminately. So we don't choose, we love this one, we don't love that one. It's loving all. And the effects of love is the moral betterment of human race and happiness during earthly life. So we can see this is a very high standard. And they also tell us, they realize this, the spirits that speak to us in this section, that, we're evolving. So they realize we're not there yet, and they're not demanding that we be there yet. But they're giving us hope and also reminding us that we are evolving. And one of the questions that was asked in the Spirit's book is, what is a spirit? What is the form of a spirit? Do they take on form? And they answered, and this is in the Spirit book, question number 88. And the Spirits answer by saying, it's hard for us to describe because of your language. But they said the closest they can describe it to us is like a flame. And this is exactly what the Spirits tell us in the Gospel in chapter 11, that they say that this love is already within us. It is that flame that is within us, and that it's evolving. And they compare it to a seed that, it still has to germinate before it can flower, before it can produce the fruit. And so we're given hope that as we evolve, we will also be able to manifest and exemplify and practice this love. And they remind us it is about evolution, because they say sentiments are refined instincts. And they remind us that we first have sensations, then we evolve more, and we develop instincts, and then we have come as humans to intelligence and reason, and then the sentiments, which are the refined instincts. So this is the reason why reincarnation is so important, okay? Because it allows us this opportunity to evolve and come to this place of understanding, practicing, manifesting love, understanding it in its true sense, not in our limited human experience of love. So they remind us that they say that blood redeemed the spirit. So just by us taking on a coarse body, incarnating, having these experiences, our spirit has been able to evolve. And then they say, today, the spirit must redeem humans from matter. So now that we have intelligence and reasoning and discernment, is to help our spirit evolve even more by using our will rightly or to the best of our ability for the good, so that we may continue to evolve and becoming loving beings and kind of leave that kingdom of being an animal, right? And it's very beautiful because one of the last messages in this spirit teachings from the spirits on high, it actually comes from Sanson. And when he was incarnated, he was a member of the Parisian Spiritist Society. So he actually, in one of their mediumship sessions, delivers this message. And it's a whole message. I encourage everyone to read this section. I'm just pulling out pieces from it, of course. And he leaves the chapter by saying, love much, so you will be loved. And this is really very beautiful. And where have we heard this before, right? In the Lord's Prayer, where Jesus taught us, as you forgive, you will be forgiven. And so we hear Sanson telling us the same about love. And we can understand, right? Love and charity, they're the same thing. We know charity to be forgiveness, benevolence, and indulgence, right? So love much, so you will be loved. Forgive, so you will be forgiven. And I think it's such a beautiful connection, because what we find in this book, In the Greater World, which is a book by the spirit Andre Louise, psychographed by Chico Xavier, we learn through one of Andre's instructors. So we remember Andre is a spirit in the spiritual realm, and he's sharing with us through this book, it's a whole series, of his experience in the spiritual realm and what he comes to learn. So at one incident, I'm just reading a very small paragraph out of this book, one of his instructors is giving him some instruction and helping him to better understand. And he says, this is what he says in connection with this law of love. He says, Jesus Christ had plenty of reasons to recommend that we love our enemies and pray for those who persecute and slander us. This isn't mere virtue, but a scientific principle of liberation for the individual, of progress for the soul, of spiritual magnitude. It is in thought that causes reside. An age will come when love, fraternity, and understanding, defining the states of the spirit, will be as important to the incarnate mind as bread, water, and medicine. Wow. It's only a matter of time. It is right to always be divinely optimistic and expect the good. In general terms, the human mind ascends toward higher knowledge, even if it sometimes seems to be doing the exact opposite. This is a really good thing for us to hear, and reminds us that the law of love is a law. We sometimes think, oh, I like this, I don't like him, I like that, I love this, I don't like that, I hate this, as if it's a choice. And of course, we are never imposed upon. But the law of love is a law. So the idea that we can, flex it to our likes or dislikes is not so, because the natural laws, which the law of love is it's divine law, they are unchanging. So it's not to fit our whims. So we learn from Andre Louise that this law of love, which we are we are bound to experience the law of love as we evolve. So it's really very, very beautiful. And he hooks it also to forgiveness. That there again, it's not just a virtue. Yes, it's a beautiful virtue to be forgiving and to be loving. However, it is also liberation. It provides us with freedom. So that's what we all want. We want to be free. And then we're just going to take one more little look at this book, Forgiveness as the Way and the Way to Forgiveness. And this is by Alberto Alameda. And this book has been translated into English. However, I'm told it's no longer in print. So we are very grateful to have this book. And what he in this book is talking about is forgiveness. But there's one sentence that I think is just beautiful that I want to share with everyone. And he says that forgiveness is a commitment to our own conscience in order to achieve inner peace. So again, forgiveness, or we can understand love, either or, is a commitment to our conscience in order to achieve inner peace. And this is what this program is all about, is remembering peace. And we know, we've learned from the spirits that we don't really experience absolute peace, but we can experience a relativeness. And that is by having a clear conscience. We can have that inner happiness, that inner contentment, that inner peace, which is what's needed for an outer peace, right? So it comes from the inside out, not from the outside in. So if we want peace in the world, we need to develop it within ourselves. And this is the message we hear over and over again from all the spirits, from the various books in Spiritism. So it's really beautiful that it all comes together in this law of love. So let us remember that this is a law. And instead of asking ourselves, why is it this way? Why is it that way? But better to ask ourselves, how can I be a little bit more loving? How can I be a little bit more forgiving? And we're not asked to perform miracles or to pretend we're something we're not, but just a little bit each day. If we can just think of a little bit way of how I can be a little bit more loving, we can do that. Okay, so that's beautiful. That's a beautiful message and to end on as we go into our prayer. And so I invite you all, if you can, safely close your eyes just to lessen some of the distraction and to let us really go inside and feel ourselves in our body, feet on the ground or wherever they may be. Feel the weight of the body in the chair or whatever seating you're on. Maybe connect with your breath, and if it feels right, to take some nice slow inhales and exhales. If not, simply connect to your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your chest and let the mind relax. And we say hello to our divine creator, first cause of all things, Mother, Father, God, and to all the spirits that have joined us. And especially thank you to those spirits who protect this platform and allow for these beautiful studies, lessons, to reach others, that we may connect through this technology. We say thank you. And we come to this prayer session with an open heart and elevated thoughts, that we may connect with the higher spirits and ask for their inspiration and guidance, helping us to better understand this law of love and how it is so necessary in bringing world peace, first within ourselves, and then with those we connect with in our communities, our homes, our workplace, even our areas of socializing, recreation. Let us always be ready to bring the good news, to share this law of love, to exemplify, practice this law of love. And so in doing so, we think of not only our homes and our dearest, most intimate relationships, but also those people we don't know, our brothers and sisters that may be facing harsh trials, living in war zones, those who are in hospitals, those who may be experiencing deep mental anguish, those who are contemplating suicide. We pray that they may be open to not only feel, but come to know this divine love and light that surrounds them, that they may be open to receiving that helping hand, how it comes either in spiritual form or material, to a higher inspiration, to get back on track and to let go of negativity and attachments to the world, to be open to those higher suggestions that we are evolving despite the chaos that we may see around us and even destruction. Let us remember the divine laws and know that there is order in God's universe. We thank you, we love you, we adore you. We sing hallelujahs in your name. Blessed be, blessed be. We thank you, and with true humility, we ask permission to close this prayer session, and so be it. And so it is, my friends. Let us all go forward into our week contemplating the law of love and how we can put it into practice in some small way. I wish you all a very happy, healthy holiday. Let's all be safe and remember to help somebody else. Thank you so much, and please come back next week, Sunday, 6 p.m., and we will pray again. God bless.